Good morning, soul family. How are you doing? It's a little strange here. My landlord showed me a picture just a few minutes ago, and it was of 5 goslings, the Canadian geese. 5. Significant change is happening, and that's damn straight. Absolutely. And what's interesting is a little while ago, I videotaped the mom and dad. He says, look who's back, and it was the mom and dad. And it was the mom and dad down there, and they were hanging out, and the goose couple was there, and the duck couple. So all these strange ones coming together that don't normally flock together, right? And I was thinking, interesting. Where are the babies? You know, I was worried because there were 5 babies. And I said, you know, is it possible that they were old enough to leave? Because, I mean, it didn't feel like they were that old, but the animal kingdom is way different than the human kingdom, clearly, because there are some parents who don't let their children go until they're in their 40s. And but there were 5 goslings, and they showed up here, which that was good news for me. It made me happy because it showed me that the babies are all safe. They all came back. I don't know why they came in, maybe just to set my mind at ease. I don't know. It's interesting that it was just the 5 babies. The parents weren't there, but they were all together. So the kids were together and the parents were separated from them. And maybe something else will come up. But then I got to tell you, you know, the weather belies the day. How I always say that it's, you know, it's funny how it coordinates, you know, what the weather is like with the mood and with the energy. It looks very calm and peaceful out there, but you walk outside, it's really hot already. And I got to tell you, for what I watched in my dreams last night, this is more appropriate. Hawaii is a volcanic, emergency declared as volcano prepares to blow, like Mount St. Helens. Well, that's me right now. Because what I watched in my dreams last night, I guess I'm not as liberal as I thought I was. I mean, I know that I'm not like full on liberal. I felt that I was not a judgmental person, but I guess I am. And, you know, I've said before, I mean, because what I watched in my dream, I'm sure a lot of guys would love to be able to watch what I watched in my dream last night. And I don't ever want to watch it again, thanks. I'm not into bondage. I'm not into masks where you can't breathe and chains binding you up and machines ramming into you. No thanks. Not my scene. And now I get it. Now I get it. When Spirit says the devil card comes up and there's addictions affecting your love life, that's one of the things that would definitely affect my love life. You can do whatever you want in the privacy of your bedroom, and I would never judge you. But if you're my partner and the one that I love, and that's what you're doing, I will. Sorry. So there's my volcano going, and no thanks. And don't try and call it tantric sex and make it spiritual, because that's not what it is. So, wow. Wow. You know, why do I have to see the shit that I do? I guess because I need to understand why. Why you don't want to go there. Not with a 10-foot pole. You know, and I've had people talk to me about this before. I would hurt you. Remember the message we got? I'm afraid that I would hurt you. Well, yeah, that guy would. Definitely. I remember I talked to you about that one guy, and he said to me, you know, I hurt people, and I said, why? And he says, I'm cruel. And I said, wow, really? You know, do you want to hurt people? Well, no. I said, would you want to hurt me? No. Then why do you do that? He goes, it's what he likes, right? He likes it. And I'm like, well, you clearly have never known sacred sexual bliss. You haven't. Because you don't need to strap somebody up in the air, put a gag ball in their mouth, and ram a machine up their ass to get them off. And if you need to watch that to get off, I don't know what happened to you in your childhood, but I feel pretty sorry for you. Now, you know what? I'm sure there's people out there that are saying, oh, don't be so uptight, Sherry. You know, have you ever tried it? It doesn't have to hurt. No, I haven't. And I'm not going to. So, yeah, let's go on with, there's my volcano, emergency declared, absolutely. And, like I said, you know, and everybody, you know, whatever floats your boat, each to everyone, as I've always said, whatever you want to do in the privacy of your own home, and as long as it's, you know, consensual and you're not hurting another person, that's your business. But I have a choice too, right? And that's not my choice. So today, with that start, it's just amazing to me that, you know, why do you wait this long to show me that? You know, if you showed me that, several years ago, definitely story would have been over. So today, the items that you're going to be working with, you know, I don't want to work with the same items. I don't want to. I want something different. Maybe that's the story, right? I don't want to work with the same items. I want something different. Okay. All right, so we're going to go around my room and we're going to pick up a series of different things that we can use to choose from. All right. 3 items. It's not going to be well, maybe I will, because some people want to do it by Zodiac sign. I'm just looking at what calls to me. And you know what sucks is that before that I had dreams. They were very pleasant, but I felt like, why am I watching this? It was not who I thought I should be watching. And then after I watched the second dreams, I'm thinking, maybe it is who I should be watching. Maybe it is who I should be involved with. So take a look. Here we have a cloisonné. This was my mom's. A cloisonné letter opener. But it reminds me of the samurai swords. Honorable. Honor. Right? This is doing something for honor. That's what I feel. They are warriors, but they're honorable warriors. And then there is a fishing lure. And it's literally got the guts of an old fish on it. There's a reason I had this, but look at those hooks. Kind of makes me think about that fish that I watched being all trussed up in the cage, and there were chains and the gag in its mouth. See? Gag in its mouth, there you are. Yeah, I watched that. That was really cool to watch. Then you see that we've got the little Besset cat playing the guitar. I watched that last night too. And then we have this child's building block. Makes me think of the foundations that you grew up with. What kind of a parent did you have? What did they do to you? Christian Grey. Yeah. Hi, baby. Okay, so those are you're gonna choose from those, and I gotta put you down sideways. I'm sorry, because I have to charge us. And so you can do Aries, Pisces. Not Aries, Pisces. I just know that because those are my signs. Fire, water, air, earth. Okay? Fire, water, air, earth. Fire, water, air, earth. Fire, water, air, earth. We're going to work with the romance angels. We're going to work with the Oracle of Shadows and Light. We're going to work with... I don't know. I'll timestamp this, you guys, so you can relax. You're not going to have to sit through it all if you don't want to. I'm going to try and do it short. Actually, you know, hold on. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I think what I'll do is I'll mix it up. I'll mix it up. So some are going to get the Oracle of Shadows and Light. Ooh, there's my Mockingjay. Mockingjay. The one animal that can look like several different animals, or sound like different animals. Can copy many different. That's the shapeshifter. That's the magician. All right. That's the magician who teaches the tantric class. Okay. I never believed it until I watched it. Okay, and we'll do the shapeshifters, and we'll do the Crystal Oracle. And I think we're doing one from the Vampire Oracle I just heard. So, sorry you guys, you know, that I can't, I'm sorry. Maybe it has to do with being raised a Jehovah's Witness, you know? I guess you can't shake what you were raised with, and maybe that's what happened and why I watched what I did. You can't shake what you were raised with, and that's what you were raised with. It's not my scene. I mean, I'm personally pretty open for somebody who was raised her entire life as a Jehovah's Witness. I mean, as a Jehovah's Witness, you know, your masturbating is a sin, and I mean, fuck, everything is, you know, everything is touchy. And I'm not a full-on prude. I'm definitely not. But when I've always said I don't share. You know, I don't share, and I don't plan on sharing my partner with other people in group sex. What did I say? The vampire deck, right? And the crystal oracle. Okay. I'm trying to figure out where all my stuff is. I have so many decks that I can't fit everything all into one area. And I just heard in my head, yeah, I've got so many different likes, I can't fit them all into one area. Well, you don't have to. Stay with your kind. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Oh, butting heads here. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what's so funny too? Because as an Aries, people say, "Oh, you want to control things." No, I don't. I don't want to control, but I got to tell you, you will never control me. Never. Oh God. Oh God. Okay. And then we'll do the little cards. You know why it was probably upsetting? Well, I mean, I know why it was upsetting, but why it was difficult for me is because when I'm in the dream, I feel everything. I am in it. I am there. I am part of it. I can't breathe. I'm choking. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm in it. So at this point in time, so you ask, wow, why would you allow yourself to go through that? Because Spirit had to show me something, you know? But right now, like as soon as I realized what was happening, you know what was so funny? And it was, I'm such an innocent. I literally watched it as, you know, somebody getting their hair done, spraying hairspray. Oh, don't spray it on the curly hair, you know, and how people that know that have curly hair and that do hair, you know that if you put too much hairspray on, it's too stiff. So you want it more natural. Let's do it a little more natural. Spray it a little lightly. You know, lift it up a little bit. Oh my God. Everything that I watched and everything that I heard was likened to doing hair because I was a hairstylist forever, right? And then I wet my hands down, put my hands on the curls and bounce them back up. God, everything I'm watching, I'm just like, wow. You know, oh, do you like a flower headband? Do you like a headband? Yeah, I like a headband. And I'm looking at something thinking that it's the chains from her purse, right? Like she had these chains that... Have you ever seen purses that have chains? Now I understand why they have them. Sorry, I didn't know then. Sorry, I am that innocent. I've never watched a porn. I never have. Sorry. I make my own, right? But I've never watched them. So I didn't understand, but my higher self told me. And I was like, what? It took me about 15 minutes to figure it out. I just watched a fish jump out of the water. Oh, I'm sure. Jumped out about 5 feet. And the person walked away, or before they walked away, they said to me, and I wish you were the little witch under my bed. And then they walked out into the parking lot, and I said, oh, wait, they forgot their chains. And I'm thinking their chains. So then my higher self told me, and I started looking. I just went to Google, looked it up, and I saw everything that I was watching. And I was just like, wow, okay, thanks. We're done. We're done. You just made my choice. Okay, so that's why yesterday Spirit said not yet. Not yet, wait. Not the right time. Okay, so there's the samurai sword. Somebody just got their head cut off. Like literally in my dream too. Except for they wanted it. Okay, first message is from the Grumpy Red Fairy. And there you go. Exactly what I said. Be yourself. Be your true you. Don't try and fit in. If you are that and that's what you want, then you go for it. You go for it. No one's saying that you can't. You can be anything that you want to be. Right? If you want to not smile and you want to not laugh, don't. You want to... If you want to make porn movies, go for it. You want to be the photographer for that, you go for it. You do whatever you want to do. And don't let anybody else tell you that you shouldn't. And I'm not shaming you. You do whatever you want. We are all entitled to do whatever we want to do. And so don't feel like you're judged. And if you're, whatever it is, I just watched, what did I watch? I told you the Birdcage is like one of my most favorite movies. Funnier than hell. It was funny. I'm not living that lifestyle. I think it's funny, and I'm not going to judge them. I've got a lot of gay friends, it's not a problem. But what they do in the privacy of their bedroom is different than what I do in the privacy of mine. And it doesn't, you don't have to be gay. You can be straight and enjoy all kinds of kinky things, right? I've got friends that do. It's just certain things I don't do. So that doesn't mean that they're wrong in what they're doing. I'm just upset because I was shown something different and told something different. And, I don't like to be lied to. That's my issue. So right now, the message is about, people want you to fit in. They want you to fit into a box. They want you to be a certain type. Like, a spiritual person is this. Whatever. But you can be whatever you want. You don't have to put restrictions on. And this is Spirit showing me, and this is the good message for this to come out right now, because you will understand that I am not judging. You can do anything you want to do. You and your partner, whatever you want. If you're into open relationships, that's your deal. If you go three-way, swingers, whatever you want to do, that's your deal. That's your choice. But don't expect me to come in on it. Right? And I won't try and pull you into my lifestyle. This page is there for people who are wanting to hear what Spirit is delivering through me. And if you want to experiment with something, that's fine. Don't fake it. Don't pretend to be something when you're not that, because you want to fit in, is the message. So I'm not going to pretend, right? I'm straight up. This is who I am. I go so far, and then the line is crossed. That's when I cut it off, at that line. So for you, whatever you want to do it. Don't let people hold you back. Don't let make you feel bad. Be authentic. Be truly who you are, because that's the truth of the matter. Is all we are meant to be is authentically who we truly are. Right? And then you draw the people to you that are of a like mindset. It's not uncomfortable for you to be with the people that like to do the things that you do. You hang with them, and that's where you should be. And I want to hang with the people that are like me. And as I said before, my own son doesn't speak to me. He's a Jehovah's Witness. He hangs with the people that believe with him. He's comfortable there. Everybody should be comfortable with where they are. And just because this is my lifestyle doesn't mean it's my son's lifestyle. And just because, like what I watched, was a mother's lifestyle doesn't necessarily mean that it's her son's lifestyle. And it's not fair for anyone to expect their children to be like they are. And it's unfair for the child to expect the parent to understand. It's difficult. If you have a completely, and that's why I'm not angry at my son. People say, oh, that's disgusting. My son's a good guy. He's an honorable person. He does what he feels is right for him. And I'm proud of him for that. And unfortunately, it means I don't agree with him cutting me out of his life. But to him, what I do scares him. I understand that. He doesn't believe that I deal with angels. He believes that I deal with demons. And it scares him. And it makes him uncomfortable, and he doesn't want that around his child. I get it. I have, unfortunately, know that that's not the truth, and I lose out because I don't get to be around my grandson. But it is, everyone gets a choice, and that's the point. The infinity symbol I'm noticing, the number 8, which is an endless supply. My phone keeps flashing. It's really bugging me. Do you guys see that? Why is that happening? Big Brother watching again? I fucking hate that. So, it's an abundance of whatever it is that you need. Spirit's going to tell you, don't worry about it. Whatever you need, money, time, ideas, support, love, whatever it is that you're asking for, don't worry about it. Spirit will supply it to you. Stop and smell the flowers. Interesting. Do you like a flower headband? Yeah, but I prefer fresh flowers. I just actually stuck in my hair, thanks. So this attraction, this is about drawing to you, just pretty much the same as the first message. It's just reiterating in a different way. Drawing to you the love that you want. And you do that by having this attractive energy that you send out. Whatever energy you send out, you're going to draw it to you, that energy, those kind of people, that kind of circumstance. That's the energy you put out. That's why you don't want to put out there somebody that you're not, right? Like if I were to want to be cool and figure, oh, well, these are the people I hang around, so I have to act like I'm cool with this. So then I do. I'm going to be drawing people towards me that are very unlike me. It's going to be hard for me to swallow, right? Straight up. Oh God, I'm sorry I'm using these terms, but so you have to be who you are. You've got to enjoy your life. You've got to send out the energy of what it is that you're wishing to draw in. If you're a happy, outgoing, positive energy, people want to be around you, right? You don't even have to, you just work at being happy. That's all you have to do is whatever it is that makes you happy, do that. What can you do that lifts your energy up to a light, happy, vibrant energy, as opposed to like straining, pushing or I desperately want love in my life. Well, then you're going to be drawing like desperate energy towards you, right? You're going to push away what you're wanting. And I'm looking at the colors, and I'm looking at the flowers. Look at this: the green, the healing, and the pink for the love, both for the heart chakra. And look at the color of her greed and the pink roses. This is a perfect samurai sword, and I like the fact that it's in a sheath. God, you guys, I'm sorry. Everything just keeps coming back to sex right now. I want to get that out of my head. Thanks. So if you are the little black rain cloud, and you dress like the little black rain cloud, and you act, you speak that way, and you are aggressive and angry, or just that kind of like the real rough attitude, you're going to attract that kind of crowd. People that like that. They like that. So don't try and talk that way to fit in if you don't want to draw those people to you. Act like yourself. If you want to draw that to you, by all means. By all means. But the fear that you're not going to have what it is that you want, that is going to push away what it is that you want. So get out there and visualize and don't, forget visualizing. I mean, visualizing is fine. Get out there and do it. Get out there and enjoy it. When I go on my power walks, we got this card the last time, I think I went on my power walk, and all the roses were blooming, and I literally stopped along to see which roses, because sometimes roses don't smell very good. Sometimes roses have no scent at all, right? It's kind of reminding me, something can look very beautiful and it doesn't smell very nice. And something can, you know what I mean? So I went along and I found the roses and I was like, oh, this one doesn't have any scent. How interesting. But this one smells amazing. Yes, I'm seeing something else in my head right now too, and it's just, I'm trying to shut all this shit out, but I can't. It keeps coming in. Stop and smell the roses. That's a term that people use to stop the stress in your life, right? So if you are worrying and stressed out, stop and smell the roses, which is take it easy, relax, take a little time, enjoy, right? And then you'll draw to you what you're looking for. There is no need for worry. That's a nice message. There's no need to worry. So there's no need to worry if you're looking for love, right? There's no need to worry. You're loved for who you are. You don't have to be like anyone else. And if it's completely unrelated, you know what it's in regards to. There's no need for worry. So at 24 minutes, we will go to the fishing lure. I had this for a different reason than, it was a visual for me. It meant something to me, and it wasn't what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at this fish with a paddle in its mouth, and it's trying to catch, it's trying to lure people in. Other fish. So this little one could be, this little one's bait to lure others in. That's really sad. That's really sad. That's not what I saw when not until I looked at that dream. So that makes me really sad. So this is water signs. Funny, I didn't even think about that with it being the fish. Well, we got Rumplestiltskin. Well, here, this is the story of why this one is bait. Because the father said that the son would do this, right? Except for, in this case, it's a little girl. Rumpelstiltskin's father was, this little girl's father was the king, and he promised that his child could spin that straw to gold. I'm sorry, I'm getting this confused. I'm caught in my dream right now. The father was a miller. You know, they grind the corn down or the straw down into wheat or whatever. And she spun, that's what she did. She spun, think about it, spun tales. It's an art what she is able to do. And the father boasted that the child could spin this straw into gold. Well, of course she couldn't. And of course that went out like wildfire. The son can do this, the daughter can do this. And they got word to the king, and the king said, I want you to spin this into gold by morning, and if you don't, you die. So she's like, great. We just talked about this. I don't know why it's coming up again. I guess just to emphasize to me the story, the truth of the story. This one isn't happy, clearly, because their father put them in a precarious position, in a position where they're going to be hurt. Not hurt, but absolutely killed. And so there she is in the tower, crying, thinking, great, I'm going to die because I can't possibly do this. And then this little fairy shows up and says, I'll do it for you. I know how to do this. And this person's thinking, oh, thank God. But then, of course, there's something that I require from you. And what is it that you require? When you have a child, you must give me your firstborn child. And now she's in this horrible dilemma because either she dies or she gives her child over to this little gnome. So she tries not to think about it, and she says fine, and she gets, he spins the gold, and the next morning, the king finds it, and she ends up marrying the king. Why would she marry him? The guy clearly didn't love her. He was going to kill her if he's a narcissist. If she couldn't give him what he wanted, he would have killed her. But anyway, she marries him. They have a child, and when the child is born, up comes this Rumpelstiltskin. We don't know his name, though, of course. And he says, I'm back, and you have to, make good on your agreement. And she's like, I can't do this, and it's interesting, though. You know what's funny about this? This is not from the Vampire deck. So that was not a mistake. That was from the Fairy Oracle. That's really interesting. Interesting. So anyway, the story, we continue. The story is, that's just so strange to me that isn't that interesting? Anyway, so she doesn't want to do this, but she has to, and he says, okay, well, I'll give you a way out. And the way out is, if you can guess my name by morning, you don't have to give me your child. And so she's really upset, but she's smart. So what she does is she's stealthy, and she follows him. And he thinks he's got it all figured out, and he doesn't think this one is on to him. He doesn't think this one is very intelligent. Thinks she's got to be pretty stupid, And so he gets lazy, and he goes along skipping through the forest, and he sings a little song, and he names his name. So when he comes back, she tells him the name, and she doesn't have to pay the debt. So as we brought out yesterday, this is about, or I think it was yesterday, the day before, this is about inheriting obligations or promises. You know, somebody else made a promise on your behalf that you would be, you know, you would do this if they did this for you. So that's why I heard, you know, she did the crime, I did the time. So it's like, you know, this one promised this, and if I don't do this, this one will be hurt, or this is going to happen, or maybe they owed money, and, you know, in order to get out of the debt to somebody, they promised that their child would do this, and so this one loves the other and is doing something to pay back this debt, but it's not their debt to pay. So this is about promises that were given that are unreasonable. Maybe you've given a promise and you didn't know something. Maybe there was something told to you and they lied about something and you didn't find out. And then you found out and it's like, wow, like people that, you know, my son will marry your daughter, or that happens all the time. Maybe you grew up in a religion that, you know, the parents choose the children, or the partner. But you aren't part of that religion and you're like, no, I don't want that. I'm not going to do that. But if you don't do that, your family will disown you. You'll be cut off. Well, this is where impossible choices have ways out. And this is where you think that there's not a way out, but there's always a way out. You have a choice. You are not their victim. Don't be their martyr. This is when promises should be broken. Because as we were shown, you do you. You do what's in your highest good. You act in your highest good. You don't fulfill the promises that other people make. And you don't uphold and stand by a promise that you made that has been made under duress in a situation where there was a lie, where you were deceived. You have a choice. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. So you don't trust this situation at this time. I just find that interesting that I literally grabbed the vampire deck and that card was from the Faerytale Oracle. So there was no mistake. There are no mistakes. And that's another message just in itself. There are no mistakes. Everything happens the way it's meant. Yesterday when I was driving home I went to see my grandson's, he was in a martial arts course. He got his camo belt. Think about that, camouflage. And I went to videotape him. He's my little hero. And he's so gentle. My daughter said he has a difficult time breaking the boards because he's just he's very timid and he's very shy. And I said, how's he doing since he's been in this martial arts class? And she said, I said, has it helped his confidence? And she says, way helped his confidence. And I said, that's awesome. And his grades were slipping. He was having difficulty when he went to junior high school. And that's one of the reasons, you know, we didn't want him to get bullied because he's such a sensitive. He's a super sensitive. He's a crystal child. I always thought he was like my twin. And he's actually shown to me as my twin in my dreams. And, but when he went into this martial arts, even though I watched him and he was very gentle, you know, he got his belt, but he's going to have to, you know, when the I don't know what he's called, the sensei or the teacher, whatever says, you know, at the end of their chop, they're supposed to go, hey, right? And so he's like, he didn't say anything. And after about halfway through it, the teachers are saying, okay, you guys, we mean everyone. So then you hear him go, hey. So he's clearly still, you know, he's just a very gentle, shy person. But since he started that, his confidence has grown and his grades went, you know, he was slipping. This kid was a triple honor roll student and he was getting D's and C's and my daughter was freaking out. We were really worried about what was going on, but he was being bullied at school. And so he went into this martial arts class with other kids. And even though he is still a very gentle, timid, you know, kid, it changed things. He felt confident because he knows how to protect himself. And so his grades, he just got, the reason I went is, not the reason I went, I would have gone anyway, but the day before, he got his triple honor roll again. He pulled his grades back up out of the toilet. So why am I bringing this up? Because of being who you are. Not trying to fit in, but you can do things. And I know that we're going into this card yet, and it all seems to tie together. You're in a situation where you feel stuck, right? Well, he was in a school where he couldn't get out of that school. It was rough there, and he had to fit in. Well, what could he do? He took a martial arts course, and he learned how to protect himself. So if anybody does try and do anything to him, he is able to protect himself. Now, they don't teach them how to hurt people. They teach them how to keep themselves protected. So yes, I'm sorry, it just came up. but it does come up with the sword, because my little one, he had a sword, and it's sheathed. It's not out to cut anyone. It's to protect him, you know? I'm just looking at his sword here, you know, at the side. So this situation in your life is calling for trust. There are ways out. There are things that can be done. Sometimes there are no yes or no answers. Sometimes you don't know the way out of a situation. But Spirit's telling you, trust. There is a way out of the situation. You just have to choose what it is that you want, and you will find your way. Now, in relationship, same situation. The situation is asking for trust on your behalf. Maybe it looks really bad. Like what I watched in my dream, that looked really bad, right? I was really upset. Then I see this one is used as bait, right? It's got a paddle in his mouth. This is the one that lures people in, and my phone just flashed as I said that. Maybe it's a situation that you're not understanding. I'm also getting trust your own intuition. I'm also getting trust what you get in your dreams. Now allow Spirit to show you if what you're getting is correct. Make sure that it plays out in front of you in other ways, right? Because some things can be symbolic. It could be that this is what you felt like, right? In that situation. Whatever it is, Spirit's saying this is a situation that's calling for trust. So trust, first of all, I told you yesterday, I don't trust anybody right now. The only ones I trust are Spirit. Until it's proven to me, beyond a shadow of a doubt, I don't trust. I trust Spirit. So if you trust that the situation, the reason what I was going to say is when I came back from the class yesterday, I saw license plates with my twins' initials and mine all the way home, and the number 7 and the number 222. 222 means trust that everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. Everything is rolling out in divine order. When you see the number 222, I don't know if you guys know the number 222, but everything's working out as exactly as it's supposed to. And there are divine blessings for everyone involved. So what they want you to do is let go and have trust and faith. So if you don't understand it and it's upsetting to you, don't let the fear make your choice. Now I said I made my choice. I'm out. You just made my decision. But that's Spirit correcting me that I have to wait. I have to trust and understand. Now maybe I have to trust and understand that that's why things didn't work out. Things aren't supposed to work out. Sometimes, remember I said yesterday, sometimes you don't get what you want. Sometimes what you think you want is not what you want. And Spirit's saying trust that everything is happening as it's meant to. You saw what you were supposed to see, maybe, right? Maybe you walked in on somebody. That hurt. That was awful. I didn't want to see that, but you needed to see it. It helped you make a decision. The pathway that you're on is leading you in the right direction, Spirit is saying. And when you have faith in Spirit, I'm not telling you to trust them. I'm not telling you to trust anybody but Spirit at this time. Unless you know somebody beyond a shadow of a doubt and they've proven themselves to you, I'm not asking you to have trust in them. But trust Spirit, because they never will steer you wrong. They will guide you in the right way. And they will, what they want to tell you is, as we got with the first, attraction card, the energy that you send out, trust that you will draw to you what is in your highest good. And so when the door is closed, there's a reason that door is closed. There's a reason that you aren't getting what you think you want. Because you don't know everything. Remember, Spirit was saying secrets are going to be coming out. Remember? They're going to be coming out in ways that no lies, no deception, manipulation, none of that is going to be kept secret. It was going to come out. Well, hell, they're showing me left, right, and center. Right? So how you get your messages and how you get the information that you need, Spirit will decide. But trust them that they will bring what you need. And trust that the situation that you're in, if you're in a situation and Spirit's asking you to trust it, then things are possible in that situation. Things could look really, really bad, because sometimes things look really, really bad and they aren't what they seem. But other times, as I said, you're wanting something so desperately and the door's not opening. The door's not opening. Why is it not opening? Why is it not opening? I saw this in my dream. Well, I had this last night. Somebody's in a very toxic situation. It's dangerous. It's toxic. It's wrong for them. But she said, I had this dream. And that person stood in front of me and they said, wait for me. I'm going through a transition. I'll be there. And she goes, and then I didn't tell him about the dream, but then I saw it. He came 3 days later. That's what he said to me. So how could this be a toxic situation? How could there be deception? How could be this a situation that's going to be, the cost is going to be higher than I'm willing to pay? How is that true? And I said, what you were shown in your dream happened. He did say that. He did come in front of you and he told you that, and that's what your dream showed you. The dream didn't tell you he was telling you the truth. The dream didn't tell you that you were supposed to stay with him. The dream just said, this is what you're going to see and hear, and you did. And I said, it's happened to me too. I've watched things in my dream and I thought it meant what I wanted it to mean. It showed me this person, soulmate, coming into my life. This is this one. This is what he looks like. This is what it's going to be. And it was true. But soulmates come in for very many different reasons. Soulmates come in to teach you lessons. Soulmates come in to show you what you don't want so that you know what you do want and what you deserve. So be very careful with what you put your faith and trust in your dreams until you understand what the dreams are showing you. There needs to be more than just that. And this situation is telling you, it's calling for trust on your behalf, and allow Spirit to show you. And your message, this situation will improve. It's calling for trust. It may look really, really bad. You may think you've got it all figured out, but Spirit's saying this situation will improve. And you need to trust in Spirit. I do trust in Spirit. So the thing that's so creepy and bizarre looking to me, right? Because as I said, a dream, unless it plays out in front of you, you're not certain if this is reality or if this is symbolic. And it's also that you're seeing something, but you may not be seeing everything. I told you that my twin watches me, and I watch him in my dreams. I watch what he sees. So what if you're watching somebody watch? What if I was watching somebody watch a porn, right? And then imagining whatever. Because they're not with somebody, and then that's what they use to stimulate themselves or whatever. And they just so happen to have that because that's all their roommate had or whatever. Who knows what it is, right? It looked bad for me. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to be there, but it may not have been what I saw. Because I have watched my twin replay my life, and he was really, really close with what he got, but he wasn't correct. And I could see how he could see it that way. And that's why I've talked about this before. For those of us who are remote viewers and those of us who do have prophetic dreams, be very, very careful with what you see, because sometimes what we see is not what we think we see. Yesterday, remember I said somebody could be an undercover cop. I've watched so many things in my dreams. This is a scene that they're in. This is what they have to investigate. This is what, who knows what you're seeing. And we have to ask for clarification on those specific things. I'm bringing up these examples because they're very, very extreme, right? It's going to stick in your head. But, the fish hook. Isn't that disgusting when you look at that and you wonder why I'm a vegetarian? The meat, the flesh on that fish stuck on that hook. That's just barbaric and brutal. I can't handle it. It's so, and a paddle. Makes me think of somebody being in an insane asylum and they used to put those paddles in their mouth and electrocute them. God, torture. And some people have sex like this. And that's what they think that's what they need to get off. That's amazing to me. Wow. However, this situation will improve. So if this isn't about sex and bondage and horrible shit in your life, however, these cards did all go together. So it is kind of like, it could be just somebody made a promise, like my landlord did, right? Sherry, I'll do a reading for you if you do this for me. No, don't make a promise for me. Don't put me into your thing. You do your deal. Leave me out of it, right? This situation could be something separate in your life. Whatever this job situation is, it's calling for you to have trust. I don't have any clarity yet right now. I'm not quite sure what's around the corner. It's calling for you to have trust. It's okay because you know what? The situation is going to improve. Whatever the situation is, the loan, I'm not sure about this loan. I'm worried about this loan. But this is the romance angels. So they are calling for you to have trust in your partner, that the situation will improve and that somebody's put them in a bad position. So that is the main message. I do have to give you all of it, though, so whatever came to mind. All right, so at 44 minutes in, we're going slow, damn it. I got to go quicker. Now we're at the musical kitty. playing the guitar, focused on the music, focused on harmony. Shapeshifter deck, a loyal guardian. I watched this yesterday when I went on my power walk, and I saw this lady in her front yard with dark hair, and she was washing her funny I said golden retriever because that's Max, and that would be my best friend, my dog, but washing their Rottweiler in the front yard. And I saw, when I looked at it, I heard she's getting him clean, and I thought about that dog, you know, the white dog that you see that dog in the mud puddle, right? And you're not going to jump in the mud puddle to get the dog clean, but if that dog comes out, you're going to wash that dog. You coax the dog out of that mud puddle, and so I saw that Rottweiler being washed clean. He was all dirty, and he's being cleaned. He's cleansing, he's cleaning, maybe changing his lifestyle, you know, who knows. But what you see here is, and she had dark hair. Look at her hair, looks like mine. It's interesting. She's holding on to her guardian. Now, there's two ways to look at it. This is her protector, but this is also his protector. She loves him. And it could be energetic. You could be a big, strong person that's in a difficult place, and you're needing help. And this one that would be, you know, in a physical way, less powerful than you, energetically is protecting you, is watching over you, and is helping you. Whatever the case is, at this time, there is a loyal guardian. Dog represents love, unconditional love, loyalty, and friendship. The first message I got this morning were the goslings, the 5 goslings that had separated from their parents. 5, a significant change is taking place in your life. Good idea to call, it's always for the better, good idea to call upon Spirit for help with these changes. And they came here to let me know they had separated from their baby, the babies had separated from their parents, and they were okay. That's what they wanted me to know. So I'm getting a message from that as well right now. Separated from the family, I'm doing well. So right now, the Rottweiler, now, if you have a Rottweiler, people get Rottweilers because they're protection dogs. I mean, you know, you have a farm that you want protected, and you got Rottweilers at the gate, people aren't going to mess with you because they're predators and they're fierce. And they keep predators away. Right? You're not going to mess with the Rottweiler. That dog is freaking huge. But I also told you about my favorite story line. I've got this book, right? It's called Good Dog Carl. Just because somebody is a big bully like that, looks like that, this Rottweiler is taking care of baby. So I'm getting another message too, that there is somebody that's in a completely different lifestyle that is protecting someone. That's their lifestyle. It's not their lifestyle. But they are loving and protective towards this one. That's what I'm getting. So there is a protector, a loyal guardian who's there to protect you. And it could be energy, as I said. This one that's holding on to this other. Both of them are fragile. That big dog is also fragile, very sensitive and gentle inside. And that girl is very fragile. It could be one or the other. Whatever the case, somebody needs protection at this time. And when this card shows up, that is what you're getting. There is a loyal protector, a magical protection around you when you're feeling vulnerable. And if anyone starts coming after you at this time, or energy starts coming towards you, right now at this particular time, you've got a force field around you that will keep them away. Spirit wants you to know that you are protected, that they don't want you to have fear. Because right now you are vulnerable. Because that dog that was being washed by that person came out of that cesspool. And remember, I said yesterday, if somebody asks for help and wants out of that, I would dive in and grab that one and get them out. But they need to stay away from that environment, because while they're around that environment, they're still very vulnerable to being pulled back in. They need to stay away from that energy. So right now, you're fragile. You could be a big guy, but you're fragile. And then this goes with anything, anything. If you're someone who doesn't want to smoke anymore. You don't want to hang out with people on your lunch break that are smoking, right? If you're somebody that was doing drugs, you don't want to be around somebody, people that are doing recreational drugs. It's going to pull you back in. If you're around people that gossip and you don't want to be like that anymore, you're not going to stand around the water cooler at lunch with all the gossips, right? You need to remove yourself from whatever it is that you're trying to clean yourself off from. So you may have friends that are really sweet. This Rottweiler, this big dog Carl, might be very sweet to you, but the atmosphere that they're around is dangerous for you, and you need to be removed from it because you're vulnerable right now. So you can think of yourself like a child, like big dog Carl taking care of that baby, right? You are very delicate right now, whether you are a full-ass grown adult or not. You're vulnerable. You are in a place where there's danger. So this happens also when we are just, coming out of a different lifestyle and becoming a spiritual person. It's a different lifestyle. It's very different. And it's uncomfortable because it's new and we're not used to it. So the changes feel overwhelming to you. They feel like a threat because it's different. I don't understand. It's hard for me. I'm working my way through this, right? So right now, Spirit's saying that you need guidance, you need protection, you need companionship from ones who are ahead of you in the game, who have been at it a little longer than you, right? Ones who have a blade that they know how to use, that they can cut the cords, right? So your guard right now, whether this is energetic or whether this is friends or a group that you're around, they're going to help you. They're basically vigilant warriors, warning you, hey, you know what? This isn't in your highest good. Assuring you that you can do what you need to do. You're capable. You're safe. You are protected. You're going to be informed if there is danger coming towards you. Maybe you'll be shown in a dream like I was shown, right? And Spirit's going to make it loud. Like I said, why did I have to watch that? Because you remember an offer that was going to be coming to you, but you don't know. There were too many things that were hidden from you that you weren't able to see. And so when that offer comes to you, if you were to say yes, and then you were to find out, wow, this whole lifestyle was involved. I didn't know that. Well, you've already agreed to something? Nope. Spirit's going to show you in a graphic way so that you get it. That's why this door's closed. That's what you aren't seeing. So you may get it in a vision. You may get it in a dream. Whatever it is, Spirit says, we're going to growl loudly. We're going to make it ugly. We're going to make it, if this is something we know is not that you're what you would want, we're going to show you exactly what it's going to be in the most graphic sense so that you know. We were shown lies, deception, manipulation, reasons doors were closed. We were going to be shown truth coming to light, right? So anyone that would come against you, that would harm you, anyone that is you're in an environment that maybe you're naive to, like I am. I was slightly naive to that. No freaking clue, right? You want to call it tantric sex and make it all spiritual when it's not in any way. Don't fucking lie to me and spin it in a tail like that, right? Spirit's going to make sure that you're found out. Spirit's going to make sure you know. It's kind of like people say to me in readings, I don't know if my husband's cheating on me or my boyfriend or whatever, and Spirit's asking for trust in the situation, but he's done this before, okay? But right now, Spirit said things have changed. They've changed the way they were. Their life, they're not the same person that they used to be, and we're asking for you to have faith and trust in us. We're showing you. But what if he does it again? Okay, well, what we're telling you is if we're asking you to have trust and faith because this is not the situation, and if you are going to be in a situation where you're going to be compromised, Spirit will show you. They will not allow you to be harmed. They will stop it. If you are trusting in Spirit, they will not allow you to be harmed. If they're encouraging you to move forward with something, it's because you're safe. And right now, Spirit's telling you that you are safe. There is protection around you. It's energetic. And there may be people or situations in your life that make you feel threatened, uncertain, or uncomfortable. And Spirit knows this. So this is the companion that you may not see at your side, sniffing out the danger. And he's ready to rip and shred. And if you've been bullied, like my grandson was bullied and intimidated and mistreated this way, there's somebody that you have on your side that will never let you down. They are loyal. They are true. And they're not going to let you face this alone. If you are that dog that I watched being washed clean by that girl who didn't want to have anything to do with that, she loved that dog. This is what I watched yesterday. And I saw that beautiful dog, and he looked at me. He was a big boy, but he had a face like a baby. He was so sweet. And sometimes the strongest protection you have isn't from the strongest physical people. You know what I mean? It's love and devotion and truth, honor and integrity. Passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Check it out. Play the guitar and let it sing. Woo! Now, yes, this is a romance deck, but I'm going to cover a few things. Your passion, is it your work? Is it your craft? Like, are you a guitar player? Are you an artist? What is your passion? Spirit wants you to go for it. Allow your passion to just flow from your soul. Right now, you may feel that you don't have any passion in your life. Maybe in your marriage is flat. This relationship is going nowhere. It's just, we don't have any passion. Well, you know what? You've got the ability, as I said yesterday, you can take your energy and leave and go into another relationship, or you can take the energy and the power that you have, and we all have power, and you can instill it and put that passion back into your relationship. It's up to you. Spirit wants you to allow that passion. Look at him. He's got her thrown back, and he's like embracing her. Look at that little cat there playing guitar. He's intent, focused on that, right? So you can bring passion back into your romance. You can bring passion back into your projects. Whatever hobbies in your life, Spirit's encouraging you to take up some kind of a hobby that draws your passion, that makes it come to the surface, that makes you feel good, that you love doing. Right? Like, look at my little grandson when he went into martial arts. I said, do you like it? I was surprised. I was like, does he like it? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, really? So I thought, I'm going to ask him myself. Because sometimes he says stuff to his mom, but then he'll tell me something different. And I said, do you like it, Trey? And he goes, yeah. And I said, really? And I said, what are you nervous about? And he goes, what? And I said, coming up next. And he goes, combat. Like, they have to do they have to put on their headgear and stuff, and they do battle. Now, what if it's that? What if that's what I watched? Right? I saw my little grandson with a little, they were watching. He didn't do it because that's the next thing that's coming. But then the people ahead of him, they had headgear that they had to put on, right? And the thing goes in their mouth and it makes them choke. And it could be, what I watched in my dream that was shown to me in a sexual way also looks like that, right? So my grandson has that thing in his mouth. And he's imagining that, and he's nervous about that. He's probably claustrophobic like me. I couldn't do that. Have something stuffed in my mouth. I couldn't do it. What I watched, however, was a machine, and it was what I watched. It was awful. So I said to him, do you like it? And he said, yeah, he does. I was surprised. So, and it helped him. It helped him with confidence. And, so for you, what is it that makes you feel confident? My friend Sandy, she loves to dance. She dances on a pole. She's a pole dancer. It brings confidence to her. That's what she likes to do. She's always been into fitness, and it's a really hard thing to do. It's a challenge. And she's learning it. I can't even walk in those shoes. They're like 7-inch heels. But to dance in those heels and to pull yourself up and down with your arms, it's very hard. My girlfriend has one, and I tried it, and it was like, I sucked. But whatever it is, your passion is, throw yourself into it. My other friend is an artist. Janice, she's an artist. Beautiful, right? My friend Erica, she's an artist too. My friend Troy, he's a guitar player and a singer. My friends, I have tons of friends. Mick, my Uncle Phil, he's a drummer. My Mama Sherry plays all kinds of musical instruments. That's their passion. Music in that family is their passion, right? So let your passion come from you. It's what's interesting about musical instruments and artwork and anything that you work at singly like this. It's a form of meditation. Because you're focused on that, and the outside world disappears. It's a really good thing to have if you've got post-traumatic stress, because you focus on that. It keeps you balanced. It keeps you your mind off of things. It trains you. It's awesome. And right now, you know, maybe you're not with anybody in a romance. So then throw your passion into what you love doing. Some people are passionate about exercise. My daughter is. She's full on fitness nut. You know, I love nature. I like going out and exploring. I like climbing trees. I'm passionate about being outside. I love that. I'm passionate about my work. Why do you think I spend so much time? I'm not getting paid to do this. I spend more time doing this for free than I do working, because it's my passion. I love it. So what's interesting too is that when you enjoy passion in your craft or whatever it is, and you are around people that enjoy that same thing, you are around people like you. So you may meet somebody in a place like that, people that like to do music. You'll meet somebody who has a similar interest, right? My friend Troy's got a girlfriend, and she's a musician. That's what I was told. That's awesome. You meet somebody that does the same thing as you, right? I want somebody who's spiritual, who's passionate about their spirituality, like me, who likes nature like me. So if I talk about my passions and I am this way, I will draw that to me. So that's another way that in your love life you can bring towards you what you're looking for, is by doing what you're passionate about. Get more information. Why do we keep getting this? So get more information on what it is that you're passionate about. Get more information on whatever it is that you're looking into. Maybe what you're thinking about, you don't have enough information on the subject. So you need to have more information. So then you say to Spirit, okay, give me the information that I need. But right now you need more information. At 1 hour and 1 minute and 46 seconds, we go to our last child's building block. I got this at my best friend Diane's antique store in Sturgeon Bay. I got 3 of them, and it's funny because all 3 were right there in a row, and I was so shocked. I'm going to show them to you. It might have something to do with this. So, of course, the first thing I saw was the wolf, because my twin is, that was his power animal, was the wolf. And then I saw the unicorn, which was magic. And then I saw the Indian, because he's got Indian blood. And I thought, oh my God, they were all lined up in a row. I was shocked. I also saw something else. Wait. Was it this one? Look at that dust on there. Where the heck did that come from? I've got fans going all the time. No, but you know what? I'm going to bring these all over, because there must be a reason for those letters too. So the unicorn is magic and miracles. Remember the unicorn in the forest who didn't know how incredibly glorious they were because they had been made fun of, they had been put down, and they were around people that were not like them, and they didn't fit in, and so they felt like there was something wrong with them when they were absolutely the most glorious creature in the world. My Mama Sherry has an Indian headdress like this. It's beautiful. And then the wolf. The wolf pack, they're loyal. They stick with you. Love. Video. It was a video. Good. Thank you for telling me that. I needed to know that because that ripped my gut out this morning. Icebox. I think that says icebox. Frozen emotion. Maybe they need a video. Without a video, they're cold. Oh, wow. That was the... See, that was my twin's initial, I thought. Practice makes perfect. Wishes. Kettle. Tea, hot water. I'm in hot water. I'm in hot water. Ice is not always what you put in your drinks. Universe is what I heard. Moving on up. Used. God, I've got so many messages. Whatever these are for you guys, everything didn't line up, but everything can line up. I'm seeing prison lines for some reason. It's so strange. Bars. But you can turn it this way. Stay in between the lines. I've got to wait and see what comes to my mind. You guys, I'm sure everybody's going to have different messages. Tumbled stones. Rainbow healing. Aren't those beautiful? There's beaches that look like that. Tumbled stones. So, rainbow healing. After difficult times, the rainbow is a promise of good things after a storm. So today is the beginning of something new. And the rainbow, we've had this message before, how, you know, and Spirit wants us to visualize that rainbow stream of light coming in to us. Imagining, you know, the chakras are all different colors. So the rainbows, they infuse you with positive energy. We see a rainbow outside, it always makes people happy, right? You always think about good things when you see a rainbow. I'm getting another message too. That's the sign for gay people, is a rainbow, right? So that would have been what I watched in the video. It was a gay porn. That's what I watched. That's what I saw. Sorry, but that just is what I saw. And Spirit's basically asking you to allow this rainbow energy to come in and light up your chakras, fill you with healing. There is a new beginning here. And they want you to relax. That's the message when the rainbow is shown. It's to help you relax. It's to tell you it's going to be okay if you're going through something difficult. And we want to, whatever we're worried about, whatever fears or concerns that we have, Spirit wants us to hand them to them. Basically surrender to Spirit and allow a healing to happen. This healing that is Spirit's trying to shine in upon us. When you have this energy within you and you exude that energy, as I say, you then have that energy vibrating out and you draw others towards you. People are going to come to you for help. They're going to come to you for advice. When you work on yourself and you allow this healing energy to come into you and you work it, and it works through your life, that's the beacon you send out. This tower. You're like a beacon, you're like a tower. You send that energy out. It's magic. And I'm looking at that, it's kind of like a beacon shining out at the top of this magical tower. So people will come to you and they will ask for help and advice and look to you for encouragement because you are a beacon for other people. You are able to instill in others that same vibrant energy that you have taken in, that Spirit has shone down upon you. The work that you do benefits not only yourself, but everyone that comes into contact with you. And you're going to teach others because first the student, then the student becomes the teacher, right? It happens that way. I'm looking at this one stone and it looks like a heart. See it right there? It's a heart. And that's the solar plexus color. And the solar plexus says that you can do anything you set your mind to. You're capable of anything. You are worthy and you deserve the best. No matter what, you are worthy. And this that I share from what Spirit has taught me, you then go forward and you share others as well. rainbow healing. You are a natural healer. You may have healing hands. You have the ability to heal with your touch. I'm thinking something now, what I watched. It was so upsetting what I watched. And if you come from a lifestyle and you want to change your life into a different lifestyle, you've used your hands for other things in other ways, but you can use your hands now for something good. There are people who use their fists to beat people, but now they can use those hands to heal and help people, right? I mean, you think about it. There's a lot of people that came from a dark, wet place, and they don't want to be there anymore, and they want to be different. And you have the ability. We all have the ability to come from a place of love and to help others and encourage. And a hand that used to push someone down can be a hand that lifts someone up. So Spirit is encouraging you, instead of hitting or slapping, and it could be energetically too. It doesn't have to be, it can be verbally. Instead of slapping them down or hitting them down or berating them, come from a place of love and lift them up energetically. Because that's a healing. And it's a reciprocal healing for you and for them. That's what I want in my life. That's the energy that I want around me. And just like I said with the yellow heart, that it was so featured there, you deserve love. You are lovable. No matter what has happened or where you came from or what you've done in the past, you deserve love. We all deserve love. And she's got that bow and arrow, and she's focused. Now, the cherubs, my cards are so shot to hell, but you see the cherubs lined up behind her, encouraging her, right? Just like when I watched my little grandson last night, the sensei, there was a little boy in the class, he was blind, 100% blind from birth. And the sensei stood behind him and helped him. It was amazing to watch this kid. I videotaped it and I shared it on my page. It was so awesome. He couldn't see anything. He had to feel and gauge his way. And he put trust in the teacher, and he's learning how to, it was amazing. I mean, I got really choked up. I get choked up now thinking about it. But you got to think about this also in spiritual terms. What if you were spiritually blind? You weren't awake. Your lifestyle was so different because that's how you were raised. I'm looking in the background. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's probably just me. But I see like a knight in shining armor here. But when I saw him as a knight in shining armor, I didn't see him that way. I saw somebody wearing metal armor. I saw somebody captured in steel, like frozen emotion, metal, closed off. Can you see him standing there? Blind. But as you awaken, just like the sensei standing behind that blind boy, they're showing her what to do, how to do it. I can't see it. It's okay, trust us. I can't see, you don't know where it came from, you don't know what I've done. Trust us, we love you. You deserve love. You can do this. You can do anything you set your mind to. We're going to show you how to do it. And you just pull it back. And they're telling her what's ahead. I can't see what's ahead, see? I can't see what's ahead. I'm scared. I feel frozen, like I'm in a metal cage. I can't breathe. You're safe. We're going to show you. We're right behind you. Pull the bow back and let it fly. And allow us to direct it. And that arrow will hit its mark. And you will have what you deserve. You may not be able to see that right now, but you need to trust in us. Trust us that you deserve this, and we're going to make sure that you get it. You do your work. You do what you know is right. You stand in your integrity. Stand in your honor. Trust the guidance that you get. And even if you can't see it, believe that it's coming to you. This is a river of emotion. When a river flows, it pulls up all the rocks from the surface, from the bottom to the surface. It turns things over. That's the river of life. And when the things come up from the bottom to the surface to be healed, sometimes they're painful and ugly, but that's how they get healed. That's what's going on here. Everyone deserves to be treated with love and kindness and respect. Everyone. And maybe you grew up in a completely different lifestyle and you didn't understand what that was. You haven't seen love the way love should be. You don't understand it. You're blind to that. And maybe it makes you afraid. Or maybe you feel you're unworthy of this love. I don't deserve it. I don't deserve someone like that because this is who I've been. But you were blind. You were blind. You didn't know. Like I said to that man who told me, I'm cruel. This is what I've done. This is what I do. I said, then you've never known a sacred sexual bliss. You've never known a real love in your life because you don't have to hurt somebody in order to feel a sense of sacred sexual bliss and euphoria. It doesn't have to come with pain. You never knew that. But we're going to show you that. And show you that you deserve it and you're worthy of it. And if you follow the guidance that we give you and you trust in us, recognize that you have love and light within you, and no matter what anyone has said or done to you, or no matter what has happened or what came before, Spirit can undo anything. So you need to tell yourself, I am lovable. I am loved. I am loving. And allow that energy and that belief. You keep telling yourself that until you believe it. My daughter chose yesterday, right before my grandson's class, chose that night to be the night she opened up and told me what her molester did to her that I never knew. And he went to jail, but he wasn't punished because she couldn't tell what happened to her. She was too little and she didn't want anyone to know. And we couldn't press the charges against him because we couldn't prove it. It destroyed her life. Every time her husband tries to kiss her, she sees that predator's face and what he did to her. And her husband is so beautiful and he's so wonderful. He's so good. And she loves him. And she goes, I can't do it, Mom, I can't. And I said, yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can do anything. You're the strongest girl I know. And she is. And sometimes the things that happens to people causes them to lie. They want attention in ways that they shouldn't receive it, but they just want attention because they never got attention in the right way. They got attention in a really bad way. And they don't understand love properly. My daughter she could have grown up to be a predator. And see, that's what happens. Sometimes this is done to you as a child, and then you turn around and you do this to other people. Then the victim becomes the predator. But my daughter didn't become a predator. She became an amazing mother to my grandson. But her life is affected still. And I told her yesterday, you keep telling yourself again and again, I am not your victim. I deserve happiness and love, and I won't carry this shame with me. It's your shame. It's not my shame. You did this to me, and I will not allow you to hold power over me anymore. I go, you keep telling yourself that, Elise, until you believe it. You keep telling yourself that. You are capable of anything. You are lovable. You deserve love. The right kind of love. You didn't become a predator. You became a beautiful mother. And if you could do that, you can do anything. And no one's going to hurt her little boy. We would fillet anyone who tried to hurt our little guy. It happened to her, it happened to me, it happened to my mom, it happened to my mom, it happened to my mom's mom, it happened all the way back. But it's not going to happen to Trey if we can help it. So if you are somebody who's been in this situation and you feel dirty, You deserve love. And what if you are somebody who had this happen to you and that's all you knew and you did become a predator and that's why you're saying, I could hurt you, I've done this. You have the ability to change. Everyone does. What if you are in love with somebody who's so different than you and you're afraid to tell them? Something better is coming for you in your life. You don't deserve that. You deserve something better. Now, what if you're just somebody who has had no luck in love? You know, I'm insecure. I don't look like them. I don't fit in with them. Whatever the situation is. We all deserve love. We're all lovable. And we don't have to pay for it. You know that miller's daughter who had to spin gold in order to be saved? You don't have to work to be loved. You don't have to pay to be loved. You don't have to buy people things to be loved. You don't have to fit in to be loved. Love is free. Love is unconditional. Real love is unconditional. So know that you're lovable and know that you deserve this in your life, no matter what has happened in the past. Anything can be undone. Something better for you than you even ever thought of is coming for you because Spirit knows that you deserve it. That was heavy. All right, you guys. Wow. I don't even know if I want to watch this again. It's drained the hell out of me. I know it's going to help a lot of people, though. So have a wonderful day, you guys. I love you.